Hello folks, StrayCat74 here. Welcome back to the Basement of Solitude. I'm disassembling 38 Special. The reason for that is we initially used a spherical ball powder, metallic ball powder, called Silhouette. And for reasons I cannot explain, it got left in the hopper of the reloading press for extended periods of time, and we started experiencing bridging. It wasn't trickling properly. We had probably 50 squibs out of 100 rounds. As you can see here, I've been disassembling rounds for a while, and I've got a big old bag over there that's probably got 400 rounds in it, and well, some of them had less than a grain of powder, and some of them had 15 grains of powder, which is twice the load that we were going for. So I figured I'd bring you along with me to show you how I disassemble. So this is a collet bullet puller. You have to use the proper shell holder for the cartridge you're using. And let me... Okay, it's not going to come out that way. Where is my... Yeah, you can tell I planned these out ahead of time. Let me... Come on. There we go. Show you what this looks like inside. So this is the 35 millimeter or caliber collet, and as this tightens, you can see it squeezed together, and that's what grabs the top of the bullet. So let me run this back in here. Now it does, the whole shell doesn't go up in here, only the copper part. Pardon the voices in the background, those are my nephews watching television, and they tend to be loud. So what we do is we run it up in there as far as it'll go, crank it down, yank that up, catch the projectile, you can see that drop out of my hand, then I dump the powder in this bowl over here, then toss that there. So you've seen me load. Now you're getting to see me unload. Now, factory squibs are almost unheard of with modern quality control procedures. These were made on the Lee Pro 1000 press that did not have any kind of provision for a powder check. My Dylan, which is just out of frame over here. Matter of fact, it's about that far away from my rock chucker here. Also does not have provision for it because it's a 550. A 650 would have a fifth hole in the turret. Let me show you what one of the turrets look like here right quick. Let's see, where did my empty turret go? Okay, here is the turret that goes in my Dylan. The Dylan 650, which is the next step up, has 5 of these holes. The turret is larger, and I could put a powder check in there. The hole in the middle is for a light or something. These are aluminum. These were bought aftermarket by a guy in Connecticut, and well, most of mine are already set up, but that's beside the point. So, like I said, you've watched me load, and you saw how little powder came out of that, didn't you? Now, I keep looking out over here because my laptop is about 8 feet away from me in that direction. This is the webcam that I've been using, which has a built-in microphone. And watch the powder. That was about 4 grains of powder. That was about half a charge that should have been in there. That was about half as much powder as previous. So, yeah, I don't like this powder. It probably would have worked a lot better had it not got left in the powder measure for months on end. But at this point, now, what are you going to do? Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue to disassemble the entire 50 caliber ammo can that this camera is sitting on. Matter of fact, let me turn this here, and you can see I've got a lot of that empty. It was about half full. So, pardon the screeching noise there. That was about half full, so I'm about maybe 2/3 of the way. I had audiobook going in the background, but I can't do that for YouTube because copyrighted material. It's also one of the reasons I don't have music in most of my videos anymore. Before, like on Fallout Fridays, which I was supposed to do today, but I kept getting distracted by, well, stuff. And I didn't see how much powder came out of that one. Several of my videos got flagged for removal because of copyrighted material, even though most of those songs are from the 1950s. Doesn't matter. Somebody complained. For all I know, it was some idiot. Oh, wow, that had almost no powder at all. You saw that, right? Somebody decided to flag some of my videos because they thought maybe that was copyrighted. And, well, and here's another problem I have. Every once in a while, there it goes. Let me show you this. See how far up that ring is? There's a couple of these. I mean, you can look at that one right there. See how it's almost, there's almost no shoulder? Here, between the brass and the edge of the copper. Whereas, let me show you this one. You can see the, damn it. I know the name of that ring. I just can't remember how to pronounce it. Candelore. So if these were done on the same press, you can see the difference in length. That was one of the problems we had. The differences in powder. That's another problem we had with the Lee Pro 1000. It's one of the reasons, I mean, I'll use Lee dies, but I'm not going to use their presses anymore. I've got my Dillon now, which is a much better manual progressive press. Yeah, you saw how little powder was in that one. Much better progressive press, manually operated progressive press than the Lee Pro 1000 was. It's one of the reasons why that press is no longer available on the market, by the way. Too many people had problems with it. It was an entry-level press meant to do, you know, a couple of rounds per minute, not as it had been being used here, which was several hundred rounds per hour. In 9mm alone, we put 10,000 rounds through that unit. We did at least 4,000 rounds worth of 38, of which this is the last remaining amount of. The 45, we used a different powder. I used a flake powder, red dot, because I mean there's recipes for red dot for everything. And when I go to reload these, I'll probably bring you along with me. I will reload these with red dot because red dot always works, whereas this spherical ball powder silhouette, not so much. I will state again, it was left in the powder measure for literally months on end. So I don't necessarily know if it's the powder itself, but pardon the expression, I have a bad taste in my mouth because of this, or involving this powder. Not because of, but you get the idea. Now the reason I'm popping down on this is, let me run this up real quick. As it unscrews, you can see how this is separating here. That's holding the nose of the bullet. And if it gets stuck, pop it down, that pops it open, and it drops the bullet again. Ah, there it goes. So, no, that didn't go. There it goes. You can see quite a lot of these do not have anywhere near enough powder in them. So, this is what I've been doing for the last couple of few days when I haven't been making videos. So, let's see, that is 13 minutes of me babbling and disassembling. And, well, now imagine me doing this for several hours on end. Yeah, I'm not going to make you sit through all that. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the video. If you like what you see here, please like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, leave a comment in the comment section below. Join me on my Twitch. Subscribe to my Patreon. And, well, from the Basement of Solitude, I bid you adieu. Or don't. Definitely don't do this stuff. But in any case, I'll catch you next time, folks. See you later.